Hey folks, hope everyone is doing well. Just some quick context on this video. It's a condensed replay of our recent RS Backers chat we had 3 nights ago. So we just selected a handful of questions, about half of them, and we've put them up here for everyone to watch. You can always attend these live by becoming an RS Backer. I'll leave a link in the description. Let's go over to the Q&A tab. Ask away, keep up voting. This first one is going to come at you, Jimmy. Because Jose asked, I keep reading pretty terrible reviews of Rivian's navigation. What are your thoughts so far, Jimmy? And you're coming from Tesla, so that's good.
Right. So I don't see it. We just did, as you guys read from my post, if you guys have read it, I just went to South Carolina on Wednesday just for the day. No issues. It navigated me to every charging stop that I needed to go to. Same thing on the way back. And then also for when Nikki and I went down to West Palm Saturday through yesterday, there was a small little issue where 10 miles north of a charge location, it rerouted us from charging way farther south to charging at that spot that was only 10 miles south of where we were. But I haven't had any issues with the navigation at all. It works.
The interesting thing about Rivian's navigation and the knock that I've heard on it is the lack of traffic awareness. And the interesting thing about that is that Rivian does use Mapbox, and Mapbox does have real-time traffic capability. So I'm curious whether Rivian just hasn't integrated that, or whether that's just something that'll come with time. And honestly, I don't know how good it is as it relates to real-time traffic, but I do know that there are a number of other major auto manufacturers that also do their navigation based on Mapbox. So it has capability and it has promise.
I mean, short of running out to the truck real quick in the driveway, I mean, traffic is on the nav right now. Now, how accurate is it? Sure, I guess you could go there, but
Oh, really? Okay.
I've got
traffic on there.
I've got traffic on the nav. If Nikki was closer, I'd yell, but I don't want to yell.
If you're watching this on like a YouTube replay or something like that, or you're just watching like the embedded thing on the RS Backers chat, there is chatter in the chat box right now. And Jazzy mentioned, so I'm going to read this just for the sake of those who aren't watching here, but 4,500 miles in 35 days using the truck. Use the other apps as well as a backup, but it seemed to be pretty good, and it seems to get better with time. Bryce shared that there was a good one that he saw today where it wanted someone to do a U-turn in the middle of the interstate across the barrier, which, yeah.
Guys.
Boom. Yeah, and that's the big thing. Improve the logic as far as the routes it chooses with time, 100%. Obviously, we're early adopters. We get to see a lot of growth with a lot of things.
Teacher Man seems to think that the Rivian thinks that it could climb that freeway barrier, built off-road obstacles.
I'd have missed that. Yeah, that's hilarious. That's why. Tom asked about PPF. Tom, I'll just say that this question that you ask here, I spent all day until around 2 editing. It was over an hour interview with an expert on PPF and ceramic coating from Detail Peoria. He did a nice job, really good job, Matt Carter. We covered pros and cons and who it's for, maybe what car it's for. Do you guys want to give any summary thoughts just to kind of talk about it a little bit? I mean, I know we've talked about it quite a bit on the community too, so we can skip over this, or we can go deep, or we can see what the group wants to do. PPF sales guy says PPF is good.
Yeah. I mean, I'll speak from our personal experience on this last trip. It works, between the PPF and ceramic, a little bit of elbow grease and some quick detailer, and your truck looks like you never hit 42,000 love bugs on I-95. It just it definitely makes caring for the truck easy, and it keeps the truck looking incredibly good for a lot longer than if I did not.
Yeah, and I could try to boil it down. If you're worried about ease of cleaning, ceramic is what you want, and that is with or without PPF. And if you're worried about things like rock chips, then you want PPF. But neither one is magical, if you will. And both still require maintenance.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of what you're trying to achieve. And there's a subset of people out there that don't mind rock chips. I've never worried about it, but I am worried about it with my Rivian. So I think I'm probably going to do the front end in PPF. And I'm kind of on the fence about ceramic, just because there's some off the shelf, inexpensive spray on products that have got pretty good reviews that'll last for 6 months plus. And ceramic coating is supposed to last multiple years, but if you can spend $20 when you're hand washing your car, and apply that stuff every 6, 9, 12 months, then that's not a bad deal, especially if it's easy.
Right.
All of the questions that are happening in the comments: hand wash only, not magical. What about a car wash? We did cover it all in this. I mean, it's a long conversation. And, back to Bill's point and whatnot, I mean, even towards the end, I kind of pushed on it a little bit, like I kind of steered it towards the personality end of it. To Skylar's point, like I probably have like 20,000 rock chips on my 20-year-old Tahoe that I drive, and I've never noticed them, right? But this is a Rivian and the first brand new vehicle I've ever bought. So I'm asking myself what's going on. But for sure, if you're the kind of person that gets bugged by paint swirls and has the detailing kit under your back seat, Jimmy, then I mean, your personality fits really well with this stuff. Right. But Skylar said you have to upkeep it. Like even with the ceramic, I flat out asked him, I was like, okay, what's the minimum? Like, when am I wasting my money? And he was like, if you think that thunderstorm is a car wash, then it's not for you. But if you're willing to, he's like, best practice is a hand wash every weekend. It's a part of your routine. He's like, and Skylar actually said, what about if you hand wash it once a month? He said, you could probably get by. But what I would say is the other like 2 weeks. So also once a month is like a touchless, high pressure, kind of drive through thing too. So they do take maintenance, but so does maintaining your paint as well. It is a long discussion. I don't want to like make it an hour because we've already made it an hour. But to Tom's question, to Tom's question, that's a little bit of review.
Right. And I mean, something else to consider too, at least for me, especially with love bugs being a thing here in Florida, like you spend enough time trying to scrub a love bug off of paint, and you're going to end up with swirls, and you're going to end up beating up that clear coat. Whereas having PPF on the front of my truck, whatever little bit of minute damage I'm doing to that top layer self-heals the next time that the front end gets hot sitting in the sun.
And Jimmy, you have the ceramic on top of the PPF as well. So you'd actually have to get through the ceramic coating, which you won't. The ceramic coating helps you easily get those love bugs off.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Because I mean, you wait one afternoon too long in Florida on just paint with love bugs,
and they bake on.
And goodbye.
Yeah. No, it's the same here in Texas, South
Yep.
Texas, Southeast Texas. That's a major issue as well. And yeah, they will
And then
destroy vehicles.
major issue where I am and up north, or a large portion of those probably here we've seen in the comments, is like hand washing in the winter in Illinois. I mean, when it doesn't get above 14 degrees for 2 months, like you're not hand washing. So that's
you better be wearing all of your best Patagonia gear, Kyle.
Geez. Yeah. I mean, so I don't know.
Rich M just asked a question. How much does PPF change the color dynamic of the truck, and does stealth tone it down? So 2 things. PPF will add, just on native paint, will add a little bit of glossiness for the traditional PPF. And yeah, the matte wraps, the stealth wraps, it absolutely changes the way that the truck looks. You don't get a mirror-like reflection. You get kind of a shimmer, but it dulls the typical mirror-like reflection of a paint.
Mm-hmm. It like scatters, like diffuses.
It diffuses. That's exactly what I was going to say. It definitely diffuses the light.
Yeah, which is pretty cool, honestly.
But yeah, the PPF itself, especially traditional PPF, does not change the color at all. The matte wraps don't change the color either, but it can make the color appear different because the light reflects off it differently.
Yeah. Ryan, so it's actually, they're called love bugs because they're always mating. So the 2 heads is the male and the female doing their thing right up until they smash.
They're already smashing, Jimmy.
Oh man!
Right up until they smashing on your windshield. Yeah, sorry.
It's so good. Thanks for the birds and the bees chat, Dad. Oh man.
Got hot me, I'm sweating.
They always come up with such good comments too. It's so good.
I know.
Here we go.
Pull yourself together, Jimmy.
Do we want to?
Nikki's laughing all the way across the house. I can hear her cracking up.
Yeah. So Eric Olson asked on the comment, I brought it over. Do we know anything about RAN and where it stands? Is it supply constrained? If not, I don't see why they wouldn't try and expedite the build out for good press and use. Oof, and I think that Bryce answered something here, at least back on the chat. Was that you, Bryce? Let me come back to the chat here.
Yeah, I only have speculation.
Okay. Speculate.
I don't even want to speculate, really.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, we did hear rumors a while back that the microchip shortage was affecting some of the charging equipment, and I thought that was primarily the home charging equipment, but Rivian's going to be manufacturing the fast chargers as well, from what I understand. So I mean, I think that could definitely be part of it, and who knows? I mean, all the permitting and everything else. Oh, so there you go. Bryce piped in and said, talking to somebody working on it, and that it was in fact supply constrained.
Yeah, Bryce did link to a Google map.
So does Tesla make the chargers for EA? I know the EA was using several different manufacturers for a while.
Bryce or Matt, do either one of you guys want to come on screen, get invited on screen here? But this is the link that Bryce shared as far as the Google map. Service Center Hub show, and then RAN is in here, construction. So you can see a few out here in the west, one out in Colorado, but I'm not seeing too many others at this point. As far as this key looks here, RAN locations, lots of them. They got a lot to do here. Yeah.
So unclick everything, but just the RAN.
Yeah. So,
dude, kudos for whoever put that together. That's slick.
mm-hmm. Bryce says the blue dots are also RAN. How about, have you noticed any vampire draw, Jimmy?
Not a ton. A couple percent a night. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not that guy. I'm terrible about keeping track of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, I think that says a lot. If it's not enough to affect your daily usage, then that kind of speaks for itself. And yeah, while I do think that it is potentially concerning for people that may need, maximum range or are leaving their vehicle for long periods of time, it's just something that you need to keep in mind, be cognizant of, right?
The new OTA 15.0 had one of the release notes, was about better. I can't remember the exact verbiage they use, but basically, the vehicle is gonna do a better job of power management or battery management while it's sleeping. So we should see, for those that are having issues, 15.0 should hopefully fix some of that.
Look at this one. This is some serious stuff right here.
Oh yeah, and he's on, but no, that's awesome. That's my kind of data right there.
Yeah, this is amazing. Way to go. But yeah, we're looking at 10 miles. That's what he's, I think I remember from memory, right? About a night. Yeah, 9 to 10.4 miles of range in a 24-hour period, actually, which is longer than a night. Which someone, I'll probably, for the most part, have mine plugged in and just top it off to 70% almost every night. But this is super helpful. Thank you so much for sharing this. And it'll keep getting better.
So the thing that I thought was really interesting is I've also seen some anecdotes about people saying that they hear fans running even when the vehicle is not plugged in. And that is interesting to me because I assume that would be battery conditioning of some sort. But I mean, I don't understand why you would battery condition, when the in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But let's do halftime. It's 8:31. Let's show Mafro's videos.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me do drag this window over. I already have them queued up here, guys. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Let me try and
make them bigger.
Yeah. I'm just gonna make this guy the whole screen. All right. You guys ready for this? Courtesy of Mafro, here we go.
What? Yo, it's such a good stuff. I know. Wow, man. Wow, this is nice. It does sit like a Land Rover.
It does.
Yeah.
It's pretty upright.
Oh man.
Can you guys? Did that sound come through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's your look back. And then we'll have to probably, I'm going to go back and I'm going to find
The other one that shows the back open.
Yeah, let me find that picture. You guys talk about something. Go ahead and give us some reactions.
So I think we need a little disclaimer while you're looking for that, Kyle. So it looks like there was a design change to the back of the R1S from the video that RJ did months ago showing the seats folding flat.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find.
I will say, hopefully Rivian releases their own interior details about the R1S soon. But yeah, Kyle's got a picture there, and so don't freak out about this yet. Don't throw it all over the internet. But the big kind of revelation is now there is a pretty good step up. It is not completely flat in the back, at least in the one that Mafro looked at, that they did tell him was a production version.
Yeah. If I have this, so I obviously drew this when I was trying to suggest to Mafro that this might flip forward to make a little ramp, but you can see over here, like on this left edge here, how much it does go kind of up there, that lip. And you can see that this folds. I was thinking that maybe this little flap here that I outlined with my fat finger would flip maybe forward to provide a ramp up. And he was kind of saying like, no. And I was like, well, maybe he was like, no, that just keeps stuff from falling down when the seats are up. It's like, well, it could, but it could also serve a dual purpose, like that it flips the other way to give that. Because we remember hearing like the 3% incline. But we'll see if I can find the actual non-outlined picture. You might be able to see that.
And Bryce, I had the same thought. Why didn't they just raise the false floor? And it could be just to maximize cargo room when the seats are up. But I mean, my mind has already been thinking about a solution for that. The only time that I think that I would ever need or want it to be more flat is going to be for like car camping back there. And you could have a little inflatable pad that goes back there that that fits in that place and makes it flat. And with an air mat, you probably wouldn't notice anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, Tony, I had a similar thought, right? So taller cargo, you don't want a higher false floor. Open wide. That's the new R1S gear tunnel under there. Love it.
I didn't see that. Oh man. Yep. And I don't know.
This is Black makes Mountain. Another good point too.
What's that?
It might not be, if you raise the false floor, then it may not be level with the tailgate, and also increases the load in height. So which by the way is something that the load in height is something that they're cognizant of, because apparently it's
already pretty high.
Yeah, it's already pretty high.
Yeah. Because I sent Mafro another pic, because we're talking about that too. Let me see if I can pull that up. See that? I mean, I don't know how tall this lady is, or if she has Whopper Jr. hands, but but it's pretty tall here. This week, maybe we might get the story that we had last week. The person from whatever service center said very soon we would hear the inside story. So I'm kind of hoping that it's this week, to be honest. It should be. Photos of an adult actually sitting in the third row. Yeah. They did a good one last week of the R1T with like a 6'1" guy, actually even taller in the back of the truck. And there's lots of room there. So that's good. We did see in that video from last week that second row will both fold forward and slide. And there looks to be like it slides all the way into the front seats to give good access to that third row, which I'm a fan of.
Yeah, so Mafro did climb back there, and he said that it wouldn't be comfortable for a long trip for an adult in the third row, but I think that's pretty common of most third rows. The other thing that he said is with the second row seats up in front of you, he said that it felt, a little claustrophobic to him. So, yeah. He thought that third row is best served for kids, which, I probably agree.
Oh yeah.
I mean, always.
Yeah, I think Mafro's close to 6 foot. He may be a little bit shy.
This next one from Brent. Are there plans for a center cap insert with the Rivian logo once you remove the inserts on the 21-inch wheels?
Yeah, they Brent, watch the video Kyle posted of the Rivian AMA, and I'm almost positive after they pulled the aero covers off, I believe they popped the center cap. They don't show it, but I can only assume they popped the center cap out of the aero cover, and then you can see them pushing it into the wheel of the 21.
Correct.
Sans aero cover. So watch the video that Kyle posted on Friday.
You know what though, Jimmy? I don't think it was in that video. I think it was in another video. But yes, the center cap comes out of the aero cover, and then you can just pop it back in the wheel.
I'm just not seeing any kind of insert before that.
Yeah, it was that YouTube video. I know for a fact that it was. I just can't find it at the moment.
All right, we'll have to link to it later. Someone find a link in the chat, maybe. How long does PPF last, and can it be replaced if needed? Depends on how well you take care of it, but it can. There's some, like Jimmy's probably has a 10-year warranty, right, Jimmy?
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah. 10 year for the more premium films.
Jimmy, curious if you noticed which of your electric vehicles produced the louder pedestrian noise?
The Rivian. Our Tesla doesn't have it because it's it's a 2017. They didn't start. I think Tesla didn't start doing that until 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, no noise from the Tesla, and plenty of noise from the Rivian. I actually like it though, so I mean, I might be in my own camp by myself, but
there was a discussion the other day. I forget who posted it, but about if there's any way to disable that when you're off-road, like you yourself on your own 100 acres, private property, and you're trying to drive a trail or get to a deer stand. Can you turn that off?
Yeah, no. I mean, short of either disconnecting the speaker or diking the wires. Yeah, you're not turning that off.
I've heard some people talk about this. I haven't read it myself, but I don't think that there's a provision for even being able to disable it. However, there's a bunch of crafty people, and I hope to find a way to be able to disable it while off-road.
That was some of the feedback from, even Colorado when they were doing the off-road, like, oh, it's so nice to be completely quiet going through the woods.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, elephant in the room, Ocean Coast. It's been 48 hours and no retraction from RJ. I guess it's going to stick. Yeah, this one's going to stick. Yep. One of the reasons I switched because late fall is the current thing. And although so many times I've thought that like Rivian's trying to give themselves more time and maybe over deliver. It's just there's too many unknowns. So the fall could potentially get pushed back to winter, or who knows. And I know that Rivian will do its very best, but it's just too much of an unknown as far as what that means. So I went ahead and switched to Forest Edge.
Yep.
Yeah, and Jose, do we buy the wood story? In our video about that, Kyle actually goes into detail because he has experience working with white ash with bats, and short story there is absolutely we believe it. And Ryan, the same thing. Kyle talked about how light wood, unstained wood is going to show more defects, or defects are going to be more visible than if it's stained.
Anyone thought about treatments for the bed of the T?
It's a bed.
Yeah.
I don't treat the bed.
Jimmy?
No, I don't treat the bed like I treat the paint or the interior. I mean, you're gonna end up. I mean, am I gonna throw center blocks in it? No, but I mean, there will be materials in there that will scratch. But I'm not gonna willy-nilly just throw big, heavy, sharp, scratchy things in there. I mean, I will put them in there, but just know that it's going to get beat up.
Yeah, and I'll say the first bed liners for trucks period were composite bed liners. The bed of the R1T is already composite, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you see Matthew's comment? That one's gonna cut deep, Jimmy.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
No.
I mean, the good thing is you don't have to read instructions on throwing center blocks in the bed. you just put them in the bed.
Yeah, and actually, I would not. I see, and I thought that people might ask this, but about treatments for the bed, I would never treat a bed, especially with something that might be supposed to protect it, because to me, my pet peeve of things in the truck bed is when they slide around. And yeah, if you put any type of protection on top of kind of a traction surface like that, you might have more things sliding, which is not good, because that can damage the sides or tailgate or whatever.
What's your 3 production speculations? Block production speculations. Same exterior colors and interior colors on both lines of R1T and R1S production. We could expand that just in general about what are we hearing about production?
That is actually a really good question, and I wish I knew. So I'll start off with telling you what I do know. So a number of weeks back, they were focusing on R1S production 1 day a week. And it sounds like that has evolved to where they are mixing R1T and R1S on the same line today. Yes. So I definitely think that they are doing some degree of color batching, but the interesting thing is in general assembly, you are seeing some color. It's not all the same color. So what I heard, third hand today was that there was a number of launch green and then a couple LA silver R1Ss on the line mixed in with R1Ts. So I think it's going to be limited, but I don't think that it's going to be like tens or hundreds of vehicles with the same exterior color anyway.
Yep. I heard some similar scuttle today, Skylar, about switching over like batch of 8, batch of 15.
Yep. Yeah. Probably the same source.
Probably.
And
we're
so Ryan, interesting to hear all on the same line. So even if they're producing in batches between R1T and R1S, R1T and R1S are always going to be made on the same line. What I'm curious to be is, or what I'm curious to see is how closely or how much they intermingle them, if that makes sense. I mean, is it going to be eventually like TS, 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 just kind of more build to order? And we know that they're not doing that yet, but I'm curious if that's what the end goal, what the end state will be.
All right, rapid fire. Every question in less than 30 seconds. How is the delivery checklist coming along? Are people using it?
Don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's up to the individual user.
Yeah, I'm not sure if people are using it, but it's been added to.
I plan to use it.
I do too. What is Jimmy charging to for daily driving?
I mean, right now I'm charging the 70. The last couple of days, I have one charger and two EVs, so I do have somewhat of a balancing act that I plan on doing. I don't plan on buying a second charger. I think, for me personally, I think that's money wasted, especially with Nikki working from home. She only drives. She'll drive the car once or twice a week, if that. So. Yeah, I plan on doing most of the charging to 70 nightly, and then change it accordingly for trips if we got something coming up that weekend.
I don't know, Tim. This must have been when we were looking at Mafro's thing, right? And that was Black Mountain. I saw that in the chat box. And it is good. Too soon for this one, guys?
So, I mean, it is absolutely too soon for too much speculation there. What I will say is that we know things are in progress on some of those programs. But
Yeah.
I mean, the speculation that's not really speculation is that I believe most or potentially even all of those models are going to come out of the Georgia factory, which won't be online until 2024, right?
Yeah.
In some capacity. So, yeah. But I will also say this. I have confidence in Rivian's design and capabilities and engineering as it relates to vehicles. And I think everybody's going to be very impressed with those offerings when they do hit the light of day.
So Tonneau covers are going to be in the news quite a bit. I think Jazzy's getting a new one. We hear loud clunking, not closing, blah, blah, blah. I think we're already going to be on version 2. I think a version 3 is already in the works. Any 30-second answers you want to put in here?
I want to say it's Rivian Dad Scott. He's got a non-functioning tonneau. As far as the $800 one, the only thing I know is that the manual tonneau is supposed to be a table. You could set it up like a table for camping, but I don't know how it's attached, how it works, how you unlock it and lock it. I don't know.
That's going to be the real question, especially for people that mount things above the bed, whether it's a tent, whether it's bikes, anything else. How it actually functions and how you open and close it is going to be a big deal. And Scott, I'm glad to hear that they're taking care of you. I did also see in the latest OTA update notes is that they're adding I guess kind of new functionality to the Tonneau button with regards to how it works, which I don't know, if you start having an issue, maybe you're going to be able to stop the Tonneau before it becomes a worse issue, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the gear shuttle will delay the build? We're going to do 3 more.
No. The shuttle can get installed at the service center, and maybe even, I mean, as much work as they did on my car in the driveway today, I don't see why they couldn't install the gear shuttle in your driveway or your place of business or where you work.
General consensus is the general consensus that we will all get new delivery dates in a few weeks for R1S.
I don't think everybody will, but I think the nearer term delivery ETAs will absolutely get an update.
Mm-hmm. If Rivian, this is from Tim, if Rivian ever got into other markets product wise, what would be your first choice? Bikes, motorcycles, boats, quads?
So my first choice, without a doubt, would be UTVs, ATVs, UTVs, because that's kind of the missing gap in the market as it relates to EVs. I follow the all new electric Polaris Ranger. I follow a company by the name of Vulcan, VOLCON, that is already producing electric motorcycles, soon to be UTVs. But I'd love to. I've got a Polaris Ranger gas UTV that I absolutely love. I'd love to be able to replace that with a comparable EV.
Yeah, that would be super. That'd be awesome. Jimmy, do you have any?
Bikes.
Yeah.
E-bikes.
You know what though? There's already a lot of them out there though.
Sure.
And there's some great ones. And yeah, all different kind of configurations and everything else. I mean, those exist.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. But I mean, Jeep's got bikes.
Mm-hmm.
There's great bikes out there already.
Looks like there's a few vote for bikes too. Harley does have one.
And I did see on, I forget what it was called, but it was an official regulatory filing for Rivian where they did include bikes in a regulatory filing. So there you go.
Oh yeah.
That was a good whiles back too. A good while back.
Oh yeah.
Bryce, you ain't kidding with the golf cart thing. Golf carts are like the thing in my neighborhood. There are so many golf carts that families get, and they're like, zipping around the neighborhood. Like, there's seriously a dozen golf carts in our neighborhood. That's no exaggeration. A lot of golf carts. You know what I want? And this is not like adventure, but I had to go get gas for my stinking riding lawnmower. Of course, they already have battery lawnmowers, and I want one. I looked it up, and I'm like, I'm not going to buy one of those anytime soon because it was maybe $7,500 or something for like a zero turn because I have a zero turn right now. But I'll look forward to like a battery powered electric mower at some point. Yeah. 4-motor golf carts. That sounds like a idea.
Hey, yard work can be an adventure. 4-motor golf carts. Well, here's the interesting thing, right? Talking about the skateboard architecture and kind of philosophy, you could have a skateboard architecture that could work for an off-road UTV as well as a golf cart.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, you don't need quad motors, although that would be super cool. But yeah, I mean it's totally doable.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, tank turn would be a requirement on a UTV or
no doubt about it.
Or golf cart even. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Jose, I do have the Ego like trimmer, and that's the exact brand that I was looking for to take the same batteries for the zero turn. And I do love it. Yeah. Anything else, guys?
No.
That's it. Actually, hold on. One thing real quick. Just because Jimmy thought of something too. So my thing is go and check out Jazzy's Instagram where his story where he walked around and videoed the Rivian mobile service truck They came to his house,
Mhm.
and man, the way that all the toolboxes are and everything else, I thought was super cool. They took out the back portion of the back seat, and yeah, they used Milwaukee tools. It had Ocean Coast interior,
Mhm.
and so anyway, go and check that out on Jazzy's Instagram.
Yep, good one. Jimmy, last word.
Last word. Overland West. Ryan Reel posted an event on RS for Overland West coming up this month. Check it out on the events tab over on the left toolbar. Also, if you haven't seen my post on the vinyls,
Mhm.
check it out if you're interested. And for those that really wanted to see it, I set
Boom.
up my 32 ounce Yeti with the 4-incher. So trying to get an idea of sizes. I don't, you'll see it in the post. So
Awesome. Those are good last words. 3 places to go check out. Go check them out. And thanks again to everyone. We'll see you next time, right? Thanks.
Yep. Thanks guys. See you.
Bye.